Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my Let's Build Survival Games series. Now, the streams for this have been off and on for a while, mostly just because I've been traveling around, going to conventions, and I might have seen some of you guys at Insomnia, or perhaps even the Gadget Show, and going forwards, I'm going to be at MCM in May, so you can catch me there. Also, other events around the UK for sure, I'll be visiting, so if you do want to kind of pop along and see me, get something signed, say hello, buy a t-shirt or a poster or something, you can absolutely come along and I'll be there. We also do kind of like after-hours shows as well, which are always really fun, and you can catch videos of that on the Yogscast main channel as well, to see what we've been up to. But back to building, and this week we're going back into live streaming. That's right. If you're watching this as it comes out, right now I'm live streaming at twitch.tv/Yogscast, and we're coming back into the build and getting back into the action. Now, to start off the Let's Build this time, what I wanted to do was create some very small dummy islands for decoration around the outside of the main islands, because it's one thing having these big sky islands, and they look really cool, awesome, whatever, fantastic, but to really kind of give them the feel of like a broken off island that's just been ripped out of a planet, what you really have to do is have small fragmented pieces of island to kind of dot around the outside of the main big islands. And so that's what I'm doing right now, is creating these kind of small little pieces of land on the outside here that are just going to be very small examples of sky islands that have broken off from the main island. And what I can do is, when I have a nice selection of these, I can just copy and paste them around like different trees and keep the idea of that kind of different small islands around the edge, but not have to make a brand new one every time I put an island down. A lot of them have trees and little ponds and stuff, and I like the idea of that, because this is a very kind of like fantasy feel to these islands. Now, some of them are just small, some are just like literally like 10 blocks of grass on 5 blocks of stone with a bit of bone meal splashed down. And even this one in the bottom right has a small bit of rock, because, you know, sky islands are made of rock as well, and I like the idea of having rocks on top of grass sometimes, just as like big boulders and things. Now, moving away from those original small sky islands, this episode, or rather this live stream session, what I wanted to do was build the farm that we talked about previously at the entrance to this main sky island. And so using dark oak, I think that is, and could be regular oak planks. It might be birch, might be spruce. I don't know actually. In this texture pack, when I change texture packs so much from both of my series, so it's difficult to keep track of what wood is actually different types of wood. But whatever it is, this is going to be the main farmhouse for the farm as you come onto this island. And so I've made a peaked roof here that branches off in the middle for a smaller peaked roof segment. And I really like doing that. I really like making buildings that are T-shaped and having the peaked roof have like corners and junctions, because I just think it looks really kind of cool and natural. Yeah, you can see there where the stairs... Oh, watch out for the lion. You can see there where the stairs kind of meet each other and form that cool little V kind of pyramid thing. So yeah, I built the framework as per usual out of dark oak logs. And what I wanted for this house was, I wanted the main house on top of the hill, but I wanted it to lean out a bit. I wanted to have a small little area underneath the house that we could border off as like a little bit of like a recreational zone. And then outside of the house, along the side of the sky island, I wanted to have a whole bunch of wheat farms. And it was really fun setting up these wheat farms. I think I used, in the end, dark oak logs as the borders for these farms. But it took a lot of calculating to work out where I could put these farms, because obviously, as you know, if you play a lot of vanilla Minecraft, water onto tilled land can only spread about 4 blocks, so any wheat has to be, at most, 4 blocks away from water. And so after I'd calculated how far the wheat could be away from the water, I started putting down these logs, mapping out the area, and then putting down this darker, coarse dirt so that grass wouldn't spread to it, that I can then later on till with a hoe and put down some wheat seeds on it. Now, what I really wanted from this design was a tiered approach. I wanted the water to look like it flowed naturally down through the irrigated lands. So each of the farms is on a different level, and it slowly slopes down towards the edge of the Sky Island. Now here I kind of came over, and this is a bit out of context, but while I was on the live stream, some of you guys asked about redstone. Somebody was a bit curious about it, so I thought I'd just spend like about 30 seconds talking about redstone, and I showed the guy just things like gates and some of the more advanced, more primitive really, redstone techniques. So here we go. I put the water down now, and oh my god, in this shaders pack, doesn't that shine look fantastic? I love the water when we're using shaders. Now, unfortunately, our lion called Respect, I can't remember why, I think a donator wanted him to be called Respect, has kind of approached the farm, and he's made it his new home. So we kind of just tiptoed around him and put down the seeds for the wheat farm. And this is super exciting because I wanted to see the wheat farm grow in the time lapse. And one of you guys in chat gave me a command that could speed up the tick rate of a server. And what's a tick rate? It sounds a bit complicated. You can see me here in the background, of course, using stone bricks to just finish up the walls on the farm. But yeah, once all the seeds were planted, I wanted to just watch it grow. And there's a command that lets you increase the speed of the server so that your crops grow super, super fast. So you can grow them almost like that. Oh, and you can see it there, just bam. That is such a beautiful sight. Watching those seeds just go from nothing to fully fledged golden locks. Now, this texture pack has some pretty cool modifications to white wool, in that, as you can see there on the top of the building, it kind of gives the white wool kind of like a braced wooden effect, and I think that's a really cool thing as well. I put down some jack-o'-lanterns, some fence posts, and some cobblestone walls, just to decorate the farm and see what it looked like at nighttime, and you can see me there turning it to nighttime as well, just to make sure it looks pretty good at night. Now, on top of the farm, a farm isn't just a wheat farm. I wanted as well up here a kind of like a loose cabbage patch kind of thing for lemons and melons and pumpkins. So I put down some pumpkin seeds and some melon seeds. I tried to keep it as random as possible, and so you can see here just like the patchwork kind of random speckled melons and pumpkins that are growing there. Now, also, I wanted a way to irrigate the farms that we've got. Irrigate means give water. And so I wanted to have like a water tower next to the house. You can see, but before we do the water tower, filled in some cobblestone down by the back of the farmhouse and added a path and also a small little dock section so that, you can come out onto that tiny little lake. It's not really a lake, it's more of a pond. But if you want to go and fish in the pond or just, paddle your feet in there, you can sit on the end of the jetty and just, go wild. So yeah, the rest of it was just basically chipping away at the wall, adding some windows and things, decorating the place, just making it look a bit more like a finished house. I mean, you can mess around with the structure, the roof, the corners and all that, but it doesn't really look like a house until you add windows and a door, and of course a floor. And again, just building the fence posts underneath the house to give you that recreational area underneath. Now here we go, I was clearing out some trees to start making the water tower. And to make the water tower, what I did was, and this is quite complicated, I used I used wooden stairs to make kind of big X's, and I used like a helix pattern going upwards, I think twice. Once I'd done the pattern once, I copied it around and then pasted it one level higher, and then I think I flattened off the area on top of that and began to add a big water drum on top of here. Now, it's difficult to see water inside a water tower, and most of them in real life are just big wooden kind of cylinders. But I wanted to make sure there was like a difference between the wood that we made the helix with and the wood that was protecting the water. So I used dark oak planks to make the actual water tank, and then again finished up the top with a nice little pyramid dome of oak wood steps. Right, and that draws us to the end of this Let's Build. We completed the farm in the whole episode. I think I used blue stained glass there, you can see in the background. And you can see these jack-o'-lanterns wickedly grinning over those golden fields of wheat. It's a really cool look. I put some hay bales, as you can see, inside and underneath the farm, just to keep that farm look. There's so many cool... Yeah, it's the weirdest thing, but it feels like Minecraft was almost made for farming because there's so many different crops and foods. and it's got a very rustic feel to it, with the stones and the bricks and the wood, and also all the items like hay bales and things just really scream that this is a game that should be made to build farms. It's crazy. Also, of course, the animals as well: cows, pigs, sheep, and ducks. Or are they chickens? Who knows? Anyway, as the camera zooms out, that's it for this week's episode of Let's Build. Thank you for watching, guys, and don't forget, I'm streaming right now. Well, probably right now, if you're watching this live. And if you did miss the stream, you can always catch the Let's Build of it next week, or perhaps later, on a Friday, just before I stream. But until next time, guys, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you for some more Minecraft building. I really can't wait to get started on the castle on the right there, and I think that's what I might do next stream. So, take care.